So we're going to advance some of our silk reeling. So if you remember, silk reeling is a wide stance, feet are out, I'm going to one side. I'm doing a figure eight, so I'm not straightening out completely. The opposite, I'm just trying to pivot through one of my hips, then rotate to the other, again with that breath. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take one hand and add into the motion. So we're going to get a nice spiraling motion with the body. So this is going to start to integrate the upper body into it. So again, we have this whole spiraling action of the body. I'm going to start with my palm facing me about 45 degrees away from my body. So I'm going to have my weight towards that side too. I'm going to drop the hand as I start to inhale. It's not going to extend fully. It's just going to scoop as I continue to try to inhale the entire time. Then I'm going to sort of reach a little bit out of 45. Then I'm going to slowly turn, exhale as I shift back, rotating, then dropping. So inhale, inhale, inhale as I start to come across. Little reach, so I'm really grabbing with my feet. Rotate the pinky and the hand. And I want to go about this speed. So this is not being exaggerative. This is actually about the speed I want to go. Because I still want to be really mindful about how I'm using my hips and my feet, staying low in the stance. I don't want to shrug my shoulder. I don't want my elbow high. My arm and my upper body should be pretty relaxed. I'm just sort of spiraling the arm into the action. So you can see how this arm spiraling works with the spiraling at our hips. It starts to be an integrated, great, hip and shoulder mobility exercise with great core stability to it.
So deer climbing with antlers is a great dynamic way to sort of, again, combine some of our breath work, but open up the lateral side of our body. And I'm going to go through it very slowly because, again, it's very easy to rush through this and not get the benefit. And I recommend with a lot of these drills that you go slowly at first so you understand what you're trying to do. So we're going to start our feet about hip width apart. Now we'll do this from a couple different angles. We're going to kind of just keep our hands in this loose fist, almost like you're pinching your fingers together. And the idea is that you're going to take a deep breath in as you go to one side. So I'm going to sort of swing my arms out to the side, take the inhale through my nose. And then what I'm going to do with the opposite leg is just take a small step out, but out at the side. So as I come over, what's going to happen is this arm is going to come into my ribs. This arm comes over the top as I exhale. And I'm going to try to look to the heel behind my body. Come back over. Again, inhale. Take that step out. Exhale, this elbow comes into my ribs and come over the top and try to look at the back side. And you can see again with my wonderful neuropathy in my legs that when you do that, you're also gaining, the great thing is you're gaining stability upon one side. We're working the breath, we're trying to relax tension, and I'm getting that dynamic stretch of the entire lateral chain. So a wonderful exercise, and if you just take your time, go slow, because you're going to find that balance at first is going to be a little key. So again, you can modulate that step. Don't try to do a very long step when you're first doing this. Take a very small step to get yourself used to the exercise, because we're still going to use this back leg for stability. And the goal is to look at the foot, the heel behind you.
If possible, we want the feet as much point forward as possible. If you can't, pointing it out slightly is totally fine. What we want to do is sink as low as we can, so we're going to push our knees out, but we're not going to stick our butt out. We want to keep a little tuck to our tail. So if your client can only get here, that's fine. We'll work with what they have available, right? And what we're going to do is have our hands on our hips. So what we want to do first is we're going to look. So we're going to take a deep breath in and look over his shoulder. And I'm going to press into my feet. I'm going to press into my hips so that I don't rotate my back. So I'm going to get a little thoracic mobility here. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to sway to the side, allow my head to drop, take a deep breath in through my nose, allow my shoulder to drop, exhale as I come down. So I'm not losing tension in my feet. I'm still pushing out. Exhale. Inhale, and then come back up. Then I want to do the same thing, look to the other side, come back, over, inhale, exhale, drop my shoulder, exhale, still using my feet, pushing my knees, exhale, relax the neck, and come back up. So even just doing about 3 to 4 repetitions each side is plenty if you go that speed. That's the speed we want to go at. And if you can go deeper and maintain that posture, that's great. But for a lot of your clients, that's going to be very fatiguing, or they're not going to have the mobility to do that without really over-exaggerating, sticking their butt out. You know, basically in Tai Chi, Qigong, you want to work from this position. We're not doing a hard tuck. We're just sort of sinking and rooting into the ground. But the point is, that way we don't move through our lumbar spine as much when we do that drill. We don't overcompensate where we shouldn't be by substituting hip mobility with really extending our lumbar spine.
Sandbag, bird, dog, drag. You're going to get in that 4-point position, making sure ball of foot is pushing in the ground. We don't want a flat top of the foot, really making sure pushing in the ground. Same goes with the upper body, really working on that grip. The back is going to be up against the thigh. Handle or end is about middle here. Nice and slow, you're going to initiate the movement with the upper body locking in that lat, and then at the same time, that opposite leg is going to extend. You want to finish the movement about the same time as when that leg reaches full extension. So really work on the timing, the slow pace. Again, really focused on pushing into the ground, getting that set up, that good position, grip, locking in the lat. As that pull initiates, the extension of the leg occurs at the same time.
Bridge lift with march. So again, I'm going to press the way out. Keep that tension. Feet are going to come a little bit more narrow than they were in my bilateral. I'm going to push you both feet to come up. Now, if I lift up one leg, if I bring up the left, I'm going to turn towards my right, pulling apart the handles as far as I feel comfortable at diagonal, then come back to the middle. Foot down, pulling apart, pull across at a diagonal, not over my head, both arms stay straight, and pull it back. All right, USB press out lateral squats. So I'm going to get my feet set up wide to start with. You can keep your feet slightly out, just not too much. I'm going to start the back horizontal, although you can hold it vertically. I'll show you in a moment. Belly button height, create tension first. So feet and hands pull apart, so you see my knees are going out. I'm going to go down to one side as I push the bag out to full lockout. Both feet are grabbing the ground. Then I'll pull in, set myself back up. Deep breath in, exhale. As I go down, both feet stay in contact and pull it back up and in. You can go this way, pull the bag apart if that's too heavy otherwise. Set up, pulling apart, grabbing with both feet. So a half kneeling Gbow press, but with a opposing load. I want to use that load to help me create tension stability. So if I have the left leg forward, my right arm is going to be the pressing arm. I want to have my half kneeling, vertical shin, vertical thigh. Now, make sure you get in good position. Clean the weights up, or you can come down with them. Tension the hands, squeeze the handles, push through my feet as I drive the arm overhead. Pull it down, nice and slow. Pushing through both feet, grabbing the opposing kettlebell, and squeezing the handle.
Ultimate Sandbag max lunge, slowly working on those transitions. So this is a slow max lunge. Dropping down into that lunge, nice and slow, switching sides. Making sure your eyes and head stay forward. You're not over rotating. Torso stays upright. And you're just working on that controlled movement.
Lateral step row to rear step row, gripping those neutral grip handles of the bag. You're going to take a lateral step. That bag is going to be about 50% through that leg. Row, drive back up. Same leg is going to go into a rear step, stepping back only as far as you can control the movement and continuing that pattern. Lateral step row, rear step row.
So on shoulder leg threading, I'm going to have the weight upon my shoulder. I want to pull it into my side. For right now, a little bit of weight was going to go a long ways. Keep that tension down. Start half kneeling. And what I want you to do is push your feet. And what you can do is you can either take a step so you can leverage in your hip, or you can windshield wipe that back leg. So you need this angle here. I'm going to slide down my hip so my hand is in line with my hip, hand slightly turned out, grab the ground, and bring my foot out like so. Come back to half kneeling, slide back in my hip, rotate or step back. Pivot, slide, grab, hold. I'm on the side of my foot, not my toes. Come in, back in.